Welcome to the Player Supreme Show at ZenMac.com. I am your host, Player Supreme.
I want to do bad things with you.
Oh, you know we have to do it.
Come on, man. Hey, yo, Mary, I don't think they're ready for this one.
This is phase one. Love and life.
Welcome to the Player Supreme Show at ZenMac.com. I am your host, Player Supreme. And I'm looking at what I call my funny papers when I go out and I look across the internet at different forums to see what stupidity is going on out there in mankind. And I'm reading a post by a guy named Juan. And Juan writes, "Something's up with my girlfriend. I haven't used this forum in over 3 years, but I need some advice or opinions on something. I've been in a relationship for about 9 months, and everything was great early on, but lately it's been, I don't know, not so great. We hardly have sex anymore." Need I even talk about that? Need I even go into how a man can be in a fucking relationship and not have sex? But he continues this bullshit with, like, maybe once a month. Can I tell you the horror of that? Of what kind of man allows this to happen in his goddamn relationship? He goes on with this bullshit of, even then it's quick and boring. And we fight too much over nothing. And even the fights have gotten boring. Now I suspect she's contemplating her options. My girlfriend is a big pothead. God, I'm not, he says. It's one of the many, many things, i.e. everything, we don't have in common. Normally this isn't a problem. I don't really mind. This isn't the issue. She used to buy her weed off these people who lived far away because she apparently will only smoke the good shit. And since she didn't like driving all the way out to their house every couple of weeks, she started looking into other options, one of which was an old roommate of mine. I guess he was acting as a middleman and eventually just introduced her to the guy he gets it from. This guy happens to be one of his employees. He owns a tattoo shop, by the way, and this other guy works for him. Just a little background info. She likes tall guys with tattoos, tattoo artists especially, who sells pot. At least that's according to an ex of hers, who I ignored, thinking he was only trying to steer me wrong. He was basically trying to warn me that she was shallow and preferred guys who could do things for her. Basically, she has hoish tendencies. Anyway, this guy is all of these things. I wasn't really bothered, but then I noticed this sudden habitual internet use of hers. The plot doth thicken. And when I walked into the room, she'll either minimize the screen or pretend to be playing solitaire with the few minimized windows at the bottom of the screen. Not that I'm snooping. It's in a common room, and I only get a glance at the screen if that. When she came home from work today, she was acting too bubbly and told me she had to use the bathroom quick because she was going to buy some pot. This is what's bothering me. Whenever she went to the other people or to my old roommate, she would just go straight after work, still in her scrubs. Damn, and the bitch is in the medical field? Now she came all the way home, got changed, doused herself in perfume, the best she has, the one she used to wear when we first started going out. And this guy needs fucking advice. And when she got into the car, she just sat there for a few minutes, checking herself out in the mirror, then putting lip balm on. She wasn't gone very long, for whatever that's worth. Later on the night, out of the blue, she asked me if I have a problem with her smoking, and for a second, I swore she wanted me to say yes. Well, first of all, I doubt this idiot is really going to listen, because he's the type that will settle for the first hot chick that comes along, despite all of her flaws. If she's skinny enough, then he'll settle for it. And he gets what he settles for. And it looks like he settled for a loser. But he is also a loser. This type of guy, he will defend her to death because he can't accept the fact that he's a loser himself for settling. And let me show you why. And I say loser because he didn't have enough confidence in himself to go find a girl with good habits, someone that he was more in common with. And that is why I stress that you guys date a lot of girls to see what it is that you like in women. Why settle for the first skinny babe that comes along? There's a world of skinny chicks out there if that's what you like. Secondly, he's a loser because he only allows, and I say allow, sex once a month. He allows this woman to get away with that in his house, in his home. I don't care if he's living with her. He still allows it in the relationship. What does that even tell him? Nothing, because he's too stupid to see it. Or too much in denial, I say, to see it. It's sad when I see men like this. I was just reading on my forum how one of the fellows posted that the testosterone level in men has dropped since the 1940s. It used to be 750 milligrams to down to a certain amount, but now the average is about 600 milligrams, and that's considered average. And I've been noticing a drop in masculinity with each generation, and that's what I've been hollering about. We have men born with little narrow rib cages and skinny little arms. Lack of masculinity with them. They don't like to fight. They don't like aggressive stuff. They'd rather just turn the other cheek. Somebody slap me, I'm going to knock the fuck out of them. Anyways, continue with this guy's idiocy. Let me state that these kind of guys, to me, they're kind of funny to watch. Because they'll show up on the forums whining about something that they already know the answer to. His relationship is dead. She is already prepping herself for the next sucker to come along. Because she likes men that'll take care of her. And she's only having sex with them once a month. For women, sex tends to be mostly emotional. So she probably can't not stand having his ass inside of her. And she has to tolerate it maybe once a month. I feel sorry for her, actually. Not for him, because he's the idiot that's still stuck there, accepting this. And this is my other problem with a lot of the pickup artists' intentions or fakeness. They put on this mask of being a player, they attract the hot chick, then they settle up and wife the bitch up, like this idiot's doing, living together, cupcaking her, buying her all kind of bullshit. Then the mask comes off. She fell in love with the player. Underneath, there's no player there. Now she's looking at another player, a guy with tattoos all over himself, a tattoo artist, a hard, edgy kind of guy, and this guy ended up being a simp. Simp means sympathizer to females, the type of guy that will rub a girl's feet in hopes that he'll see her undying love for him. Fuck that. This idiot gets what he deserves. Their relationship is about over. In fact, it is over. She is getting ready for the next sucker, and he's too stupid to even recognize it. But a part of every loser, there's also a winner inside. There's a spark in him that recognizes, he knows the truth. He just doesn't want to admit it to himself. That he's settled, that he needs to get the fuck out of this relationship, that he needs to fucking grow some balls and man up, and never ever allow a situation where sex only happens once a month. If you're in a bad relationship, get the fuck out. It's not worth it. It's not worth your life. It's not worth the drain on your energy, on your masculinity. Just think what it does to his manhood to allow sex once a month. We are men, not women. We are strong. We're meant to be about action, not sitting there like a bitch, passive. I say this motherfucker needs to get the fuck out of this relationship and get to stepping. But guys like him, they never listen. He'll be back on the forum in a short little while, whining about how she left him, or he caught her, finally caught her actually. By now she's already probably either doing something or getting ready to do something. This has been the Player Supreme Show at ZenMac.com, and I've been your host, Player Supreme.